I get on the screen?
We're both.
There we go. Oh, wow. Yeah. Hi, round 2.
Round 2.
Friendship.
We have, this is me. Which is our team? Who's playing? It's Liz's team. Are they marketable plushie?
No, that's me.
Who's playing?
Previously in the Dubious Diamond Invitational. Team Big Dragon watched in horror as the opposing team's Big Dragon swords danced again and again and again. Oh, well, I guess things worked out then. Next, Cafetero's competitive Wigglytuff caught out Dripped Out's Intimidate Staraptor on lead. A baton pass let Porygon 2 run rampant, but Dripped Out was able to take advantage of the opposition's Trick Room to take the set. Here are the standings after round 1. In round 2, we will follow the blue group's matches. I currently plan to release 2 battles per round, but if this video gets 50 likes, I will release every bout. Without further ado, let's hand it to MoxieBoosted and AtrixMJ on commentary.
Hold on,
Andrei is Salty T.
Andrei's Salty T.
Right? So that's Andrei.
Is Brayden playing?
Team Salty T versus Team Andrew and Brayden. I forgot their team.
Get ready.
What's your team name?
Almost. We're trying to find your team.
Rocky.
Rocky.
Oh, here's Liz and Andrei. Got it. All right, thank you.
Andrei, Andrew, and Brayden.
Okay, we have round 2. We have Team Salty T versus Team Andrew and Brayden.
Rocky Eggs.
Rocky Egg? What does that even mean?
They have Tyranitar and... Where's the eggs?
Down here, brother.
No. Oh, Chansey.
Chansey, okay. Into something like Golden Go, Struggle Bug's actually pretty useful.
Dude, look at every Pokemon on the screen right now and look at Swadloon. Swadloon dies to everything.
That is true. Do they have anything with like Earthquake? Because that would just end this in an instant, actually.
It would, yeah. No. Okay, so Andrei and Liz's team, some battle data, they went to timer the last time that
Yeah, they're just playing stall. I mean, Garganical, Chansey.
Yeah, Milotic, Sinistra.
Oh wait, where's the Chansey?
Chansey's on the...
Oh, okay, never mind.
Wait, we have Chansey versus Garganical?
Oh no. Is it Terra Steel at
Dude,
least?
we're going to time. It's Terra Water Chansey. So that's, potential to be Salt Curie.
Yeah. What's their best option in the Chansey? Actually, Chansey does not like the Komoa matchup at all.
What's the Komosa? Is it Iron Defense?
It's Iron Defense, Body Press, Flamethrower with leftovers, so that's not terrible.
So this is going to be about their breakers, right?
Yeah.
So
Actually, Hydreigon's pretty phenomenal in the Golden Go too.
the matchup honestly sounds a lot like who can break whose fat guys first. Because
Yeah.
Blaziken with Swords Dance and Clear Egg, that's also a pretty good way to do that.
Exactly.
Encore Whimsicott can help from Britain's side of the field.
Alright, we're beginning. Liz has a Wo-Chan.
Like on the team? Or
Yeah,
like
on their picture.
Player card.
So I have a favorite now.
Whoa, nominal.
Clefable and Grimmsnarl. Okay, we know from the beginning, this match is gonna take forever.
Okay, do these guys have
Does
Fake Out?
Nine-
Omelette has Fake Out.
Is Ninetales standard set?
Ninetales is, yeah, Light Clay.
Like,
Juice Dance,
okay,
whatever
well,
it is.
get ready for screens.
On
This
both
is
sides, yeah.
this is just gonna be and Revival Blessing. Guys, we're gonna be here for a minute.
Yeah. So, Fake Out to stall Grimmsnarl's light screen a turn after honestly isn't that great because if you Fake Out Aurora Veil, you've delayed your Veil from running out before their light screen runs out. So
There's a little bit of anti-synergy between the teams too, because if they can't communicate between rounds, or during the round. So if Tyranitar hits the field during the light screen turn, during the Aurora Veil,
You're
turn, it
right,
could be
could that
really
even
bad.
happen?
It could happen. Yeah, the Ninetales is on.
That could have happened on this turn.
Yeah,
Wow, yeah.
I'd imagine they're going for an out. And this is smart. I mean, getting the Aurora Veil up versus two Pokemon that don't exactly threaten them, and
dude.
they just have free setup now.
Yeah,
Is it?
Golden Go
It's
is
leftovers, right?
Oh,
It's Metal
Golden
Coat.
Go
Yeah,
is
Metal Coat, Nasty Plot. Yeah, I actually this is a pretty terrifying turn one.
Did you shoot the Clefable click?
No.
Stealth Rock.
Into the Probopass team?
What does that hit? That hits Ninetales.
And that's it.
That is kind of it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, okay, what else was Clefable clicking? It would have had to switch. Something that I've been noticing in most of the games that I've watched today is if you have a Pokemon that's just stuck on the field, it's sad.
Yeah, this is a
You
pretty
really
nasty
wanna be,
plot
like,
turn.
switching
Unless, I mean, Andrei goes for the light screen. Unless do they have a dark move on it?
Nah,
No.
it's Spirit Break.
All right, they go for the Blizzard here. They actually protect this turn. Oh no, nasty plot. Nasty Plot goes off. It's going to allow them to bypass the light screen for now, but obviously they're just at +1 because they also got Spear broken last turn. But there isn't anything really stopping Golden Go from just clicking it a second time. They can actually reasonably set up to at least +5.
I think Golden Go is just going to run away.
Yeah, I think Golden Go is just going to set up and click Make It Rain. I mean, they're Metal Coat, so there's no like Life Orb recoil. They don't have any like recovery.
They can Terra Flip out of being weak to like what Steel's usually weak to as well, and it's just slow threats in the back from.
There's Guard. Oh, it looks like do they have Wide Guard?
That could help actually.
Wide Guard could be useful here. I mean, Garganical does soft wall Golden Go with Wide Guard.
So here's the sad part though, is because it's switched in on this turn.
It might just die. Well, no, it's not going to die. It's behind light screen and it's only at +1, so it would live 1.
+2 Metal Code?
No, it's +1. You got Spirit broken.
Oh. Okay, even that. No, this is going to do like.
Yeah, it's going to do
like
a lot.
10% at the end of the turn.
Make it rain. So now they're at neutral. It does live, but just barely. And it depends. Is there a single target fairy move on the Ninetales?
Moonblast.
Moonblast. Yeah, I mean like. Yes.
Okay, so here's some cool synergy because Liz has a Sinistra.
Oh, Sinistra.
Which is kind of
Yeah. Sinistra could come in and heal Garganical, but also you have to keep in mind there's no communication. So on Liz's head, it might be a situation where they see like Moonblast coming out and they want to go for the Follow Me because they eat it as Clefable. But if Andrei predicts the Make It Rain to come out and he just decides to go for Wide Guard, they get nothing done this turn in exchange for the opponents getting nothing done.
I think Protect and switch to Sinistra makes a lot of sense for both Liz and Andrei.
Yeah. And
but even then though, that's still so much damage and it's still a free Nasty Plot for
Andrew does have to be a little bit scared here. Like a random Salt Cure could actually just make this Golden Go.
Right, like whatever Andrew clicks has to be like, oh, right.
There's the Blizzard. Are they going to go for the Wide Guard, or are they going to go for the Make It Rain that gets blocked by the Wide Guard?
I'm Andrew, I'm Nasty Plotting again.
Yeah.
I think you just should. You're not threatened, really.
We saw what happened, but I missed it.
Double
Make It Rain.
Okay,
yeah.
What did Clefable?
Clefable?
Just another move?
I think it just protected.
No?
We've been discussing the matchup this whole time and not watching the match.
Clefable's about to move right now.
Moonblast, it's just going to go into the Golden Go.
A special attack drop would be massive right now.
Critical hit too, hold on. Special attack drop,
okay.
They're at -1. Garganical doesn't feel safe probably going for the Salt Cure, but if Andrei is willing to make the play, it could actually just turn the match right now.
It could Terra potentially. Wide Guard, Terra, switch to Sinistra, get your HP back.
Yeah.
Because then you do wall everything. Oh, but then Moonblast could threaten it. So this is where Andrei's Terra Dragon doesn't really help. If he was water right now though, dude, oh my god.
Yeah, there's a lot of really weird interactions going here. If the Blizzard comes out on the Terra Dragon, it could just get wide guarded on, or maybe not Terra at all. If the Moonblast comes out, it could get redirected. There's just so little happening. I think it's Sinistra. Sinistra is the field. Okay, that is a free Salt Cure if they're willing to go for it.
Well, it depends though, right? Because Make It Rain might just straight kill.
There's a chance. There's the Blizzard. No Wide Guard. Sinistra's going to take a decent amount of damage there.
It's -2?
Make It Rain as well.
If this doesn't kill, Gold could go down.
Oh KO! If they get this Salt Cure off, that could be huge. Alright, we see the Citrus Berry on the Sinistra. It's going to go back up to just
It has to be Salt Cure. What would you click? You can't protect. You didn't Wide Guard. It has to be Salt.
They recovered.
Oh, that's even crazier.
That is good because right now they don't have a lot of damage coming out into their side of the field because the Golden goes at what, -3 right now? That is just a free Salt Cure turn, and Sinistra can pivot in and out.
Into Clefable.
Yeah, into Clefable. The only thing is Clefable, is it unaware?
No, it's Magic Guard, I believe.
Okay.
No, it is unaware.
It is unaware, so it is going to consistently take damage.
It takes Make It Rain forever.
Yeah. But it is Terra Poison, so it should live 1.
Can it live
They go for the Terra Fair. Oh, no. Nasty Plot, I would say that's probably the smartest play, but that Salt Cure is really going to put Golden Go on a timer, because not only does Golden Go take 25% each turn, but it's going to end up probably dying in about 3 turns.
And especially if Sand ever goes up, right? Like,
because it no longer has the
It doesn't have leftovers, it doesn't have a way to heal.
There's no recovery on this side of the field at all, other than maybe a Revival Blessing late game.
We're witnessing the patient goob.
Yeah. It's all about, legitimately, this match, it could be taken by Andrew's team if they just decide to go for a Nasty Plot on the right turn and then double down and do it again.
Yeah. There's Tyranitar.
Blizzard, and it's gonna cause a miss!
And Garganical.
And the double miss because of the anti-synergy. Salt Cure
crazy.
goes out into the Tyranitar. Does Tyranitar have low kick? Is there anything that hits this guard?
Tyranitar can hit Garganical with low kick, yes. And knock off and Terra Blast and Rock Slide.
Alright, there is an issue here though. If they decide to go for the Rage Powder, Sinistra's not going to take any damage from the low kick, so knockoff is probably their most neutral play here.
they're threatened with a lot of damage.
Yeah,
I can
and they're
see
just
what
taking
you
shit
said
too.
The previous turn with the Goldengo on the field, where you like just protect Gar, switch to Clefable, sack it, come back, and then get HP with Gar.
Yeah.
But I do think that for Andrew and Brayden, they just have so much offense on this turn, right? Like, how does...
They need to take advantage of that. They need to start setting up, otherwise they're not going to be able to take the game. Because right now, even though it's like a very slow-paced game, they have yet to lose a Pokemon. They're just slowly chipping away.
No one's dead yet.
Yeah. But Liz and Andrei, them losing a Pokemon is...
That's kind of pivotal.
Yeah,
right?
it's pivotal because it's literally the pivoting that's going to keep them alive.
Specifically on Liz's side of the field, if Liz loses a Pokemon first, this is going to get scary for Andrei.
Gar going for the Terra Dragon here is interesting. They're probably calling out the low kick. However, if Liz goes for the Rage Powder,
I think the logic there is if you Terra, you're praying that you live the Ninetales move, and you're going to try to Salt Cure it. Yeah, that's the set. Did Gar move first?
The Trick Room went up.
Nope, didn't.
It did.
Last turn?
Yeah.
Well.
So Machigotcha's gonna come out, can Liz get a burn?
Dude, burn on low kick into Gar would be insane, but I think Andrew just clicked knockoff.
Yeah, knockoffs are the smarter move here. Alright.
Do we see it?
Burn happens at the end of the turn, we'll see.
Are we seeing Gotcha? No.
No Gotcha.
And that's
Sinistchel's gonna go, oh! Wait, it's gonna drop to the sand though.
Yeah. Oh my god, because
the sand's finally doing something for them instead of hurting them, because it only hurt them so far.
And Andrei Terra too, so it's still taking
Yeah.
That's probably going to be the start of the end. Unless... Okay, so here's where...
Well, they've lost their redirection.
Here's where Liz can clutch up, though, because I know they have a banded Hisuian Arcanine on their team. And that's the type of mon that they need right now to just,
guard,
punch
all rock
holes.
slides.
Yeah. So it just depends on what they brought.
There's
Clefable. Oh, I don't think you want to see
What's Clefable's moveset? What's Clefable's moveset here?
Moonblast, Follow Me, Protect, Stealth Rock.
Stealth Rock? Okay. I was going to say, if there's like a Heal Pulse or like a Life Dew.
Oh, you did say Trick Room was up though, right?
Trick Room is up.
Okay, so...
So Garg's going to move first, and Garg just has a free Salt Cure into whatever wants to come in for the Ninetales slot. Or maybe the Ninetales itself, because it protected last turn. There's the possible Terra Flying.
He's debating it because he doesn't want to die to Moonblast, but if he gets doubled, he just dies anyway. Do you think Ninetales goes down to Salt Cure from this range? At the end of the turn, for sure. But
I think, at the end of the turn...
just the raw move?
The raw move, no, but at the end of the turn with the Sand Chip and the Salt Cure Chip. We see the Follow Me.
In front of 2 spread moves. Yikes.
Good call.
Salt Cure does it
Salt
die?
Cure, it's going to do... No,
Nothing.
it's going to live one more
dude.
turn. Yeah, it's going to live one more turn, but it's going to die at the end of the next turn if they don't decide to switch out. Here's the Rock Slide. It does some pretty significant damage to the Clefable, which doesn't have a lot of recovery. There's the Moonblast into the Clefable.
That was a big Follow Me.
Yeah.
Because now they can get... Okay, that was a really smart turn from Andrei Liz, because now in Trick Room, now they get their double kill.
Yes.
Potentially, right? Like, it still kind of reads.
There's the Salt Cure damage. It's going to send this Tyranitar into range of just about anything.
Moonblast.
A little bit more Salt Cure and some Sand Chip on that Ninetales is going to occur. Aurora Veil finally wears off, and it's going to take
your moon, right?
It's going to be difficult to set it back up. But we can't discount the fact that they do have the option to bring back whatever drops on the Ninetales side of the field, and it's likely going to be saved for that Goldengo. They're more likely to go all in with Goldengo at this point in the match because they know that they have a second opportunity with it.
And it would be such a hard read for either Andrei or Liz to make to get a offensive Pokemon in on this turn.
Here's the recover. They know there's no recovery on the other side of the field, so they're just able to stall out now.
Guard getting back to almost full is kind of cool.
And that is a double KO on this turn because Ninetales isn't going to survive to the end of it.
It's not, but you do have to take a Moonblast for your troubles, and that's going to be a little scary.
Yep.
Oh, Blizzard! Blizzard, insane!
Does it miss again?
Hello?
Missing the Clefable, it's going to hit the Gargantual and do nothing.
It can't freeze either because of Salt Man ability, whatever that thing's
ability.
what it's called.
Salt Man, Defender of the Day.
Yo, we look like yin and yang. It was crazy. Is he actually gonna die?
It's gonna drop to the Sand Chip. Oh wait, no! It's gonna hold on for one more turn. Light Screen wears off on the other side of the field, so now that Blizzard's gonna do a little bit more damage. In comes the It doesn't like this position at all. Actually, there's Snarl on that Hydreigon. I believe it is a Salt Vest Hydreigon. It's Assault Vest. It's Assault Vest, Hydreigon. Snarl is able to threaten everything on the other side of the field. Trick Room is still up for another turn or two, so that Snarl is able to pick up on the Ninetales, and it's going to be able to stop the Golden Go from setting up. The Terra Fairy is really smart because you're also going to be able to block the Salt Cure from doing extra damage on that Steel type.
Fairy's just so punishing.
Yeah.
Fairy, you can't do anything.
And they are considering the next couple of turns because a nasty plot here would allow them to maybe run away with the game if Garganical goes down, but they do have to keep in mind that the Hydreigon will naturally outspeed Golden Go in the next few turns, depending on how it's built. Because it is Assault Vest Hydreigon, I don't think it's going to be as fast as we would expect it to be.
Both Liz and Andrei have exhausted Terra too, by the way. And Brayden and Andrew have it. So this is like really scary.
And keep in mind that Pawmot is still able to bring back this Golden Go. If the Golden Go messes up this turn, they have a second opportunity.
You would need something so big for Andrei and Liz on this turn, like an Earth Power Salt Cure killing Goldengo or something like that.
Ninetale switches out, likely going into the Pawmot. Blaziken. Alright.
That's a great mod to have in this endgame.
We probably look like idiots because we're like talking to each other and not watching the match. We're talking like we don't have the UI on our side.
I'm thinking
there's the Terra Fairy. They're trying to block that Snarl or that Dark Pulse.
Do you think Salt Cure Earth Power would kill it?
I think Salt Cure Earth Power would come close.
Because if it comes close and it dies to the sand plus the salt,
I've been saying
they need to get this double right now.
I've been saying they can.
They didn't double.
Yeah, I've been saying that they can bring back the Golden Go. No, they can't. I'm stupid. Actually, can't it?
There's the Make It Rain. Do they both go down? Hydreigon tanks because of the Assault Vest, but at this point, I think it's a little too late.
Wait, have I sounded like an idiot this whole time? Can they bring back Golden Go? Can you target your partner?
For Revival Blessing?
Yeah.
I actually don't know.
I don't know. That's an interaction we don't know. I've been saying it like you can, but I'm not sure.
I don't think you can't, right?
There it is.
Soul Cure into that would have actually picked up the kill.
Yeah.
The damage plus the sand plus the...
Well, Sandstorm subsides. But the damage plus the Salt Cure would have done it. Blaziken is getting that Salt Cure. It's already down to a little bit above half.
You're going to get speed boost on the turn that Trick Room ends, too.
Yeah, and you're a fighting type. You threaten that thing. It has no
protect.
There's no redirection left on the team.
Yeah, all death.
There's Grim. If Grim... What's Grim's moveset? Does that fake out?
Fake out, right? Like maybe that's...
Well, even if it does have fake out, it's not going to help it too much here.
Doesn't even have it.
Yeah. Terra Fairy Golden Go.
It's out for Light Screen, followed up by like the worst.
Yeah, I think this is the beginning of the end. I think they just click Make It Rain here.
You know, it could be Timid Blaziken.
It could be Timid Blaziken.
It's not Timid Blaziken. Looking like an L here for Liz and Andrei. No offense.
And they fought for it. They took it.
I think just a couple like decisive turns, like if there were doubles that were happening there.
Yeah, and that's the downside of not being able to communicate with your partner during this.
Yeah.
There's the Protect. They want to make sure they're going to outspeed that Hydreigon because, I mean, Blaziken, you might consider it a fast Pokemon. It starts off with base 80. They go for the Protect here. That's a really good turn for them because now they're just able to pin down the Hydreigon with a close combat and make it so the next turn they go for Make It Rain. But you do have to keep in mind there is the chance that they go for, do they have Thunder Wave?
Oh, and okay.
Do they have Thunder Wave on the? No Thunder Wave.
Screens, taunt, Spirit Break.
Yeah, no speed control. That close combat's just gonna go straight into Liz's Hydreigon, and that Make It Rain's gonna pick up on the Golden Go.
Hey, Bobby.
You guys are kind of holding this up. Do you think you guys can speed this up?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We'll go a little bit faster.
Yeah.
Okay, so Light Screen and then Reflex is gonna come out, and then Spirit Break is gonna.
But
it's gonna be a lot of damage into that, but Andrei only has one Pokemon at the end of the game, so it's gonna be a 1v6, and it's not possible.
Side effects may include diarrhea, constipation. And they take out the Hydreigon, and they're gonna click Make It Rain.
Is there any Pokemon, even in Scarlet and Violet, that can clutch Grimmsnarl, like on Grimmsnarl's side of the field, 1v6?
Choice Band Garchomp.
That could do it.
But what does Andrei have? We actually haven't seen his last one, have we?
Komo-o, most likely.
Komo-o, maybe. It's not bullet. It's soundproof. It's not bulletproof.
It would need to be Clank Scales.
Yeah,
and it's not, and that's even a fairy type. So this is
Liz, Andrei, don't take matches to timer challenge. Impossible.
We gonna be here till 10 p.m., bro.
Yeah, because we're like 18 minutes deep into this match.
Do you think Metagross could do it?
Metagross might be able to. Taunting here is actually really smart. It's going to make it so that they have a free attack into that Blaziken. But you also have to keep in mind, they still have Pawmot, they still have Revival Blessing.
Pawmot is evil in this endgame.
Yeah, Pawmot is just going to make this an impossible match to win because you're not facing down 4 Pokemon, you're facing down 5.
Dude, these multi-battles are crazy because if your partner...
And the nasty plot because they knew!
If their partner gets all 3 Pokemon KO'd before, like, you get any kind of progress made, it feels so punishing and over. Because, like, what can Andrei do with one Pokemon? Especially if it's a Pokemon with single moves, you know?
Yeah.
You need to have, like, spread moves in the back.
There's the Komodo. What's the Komodo's moveset? It's Flamethrower, Body Press, Iron Defense. It's not winning this match. It's not even bulletproof. It is soundproof.
It would need to be faster than Goldengo, which... Can it even do that if it's like max speed? Maybe.
Komodo's base speed is like
80 something.
so it's
so
not.
You would have to be slow Goldengo and fast Komodo, which is
Not
both
what you
not
want,
likely.
yeah. There's a close combat. It's gonna be doing significant damage, and not significant at all.
And light screen's up too, so it will tank Make It Rain, but it's not gonna like.
I don't know. They're at +3. Took it pretty well.
Leftover. I mean.
Probably gonna see like a flamethrower going out into the Goldengo. Yep. That should pick up from this range. And now, is it a 1v1? Did we lose everything? No, there's still one more Pokemon, yeah.
Like Tyranitar went down, Goldengo went down, but Andrew still has, I believe it was Palmont, yeah. So like you said, yeah, Revival, and you get another Goldengo.
Yeah,
dude.
and there's 3 minutes left, so they could just click nothing and
They
win.
could just protect for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And auto win that way. That also didn't go down, it's so sad.
We chose a really...
Oh, dude, Ninetales was alive.
Ninetales was
Other guys
alive,
had
yeah.
HP. It's just, yeah, you play the numbers game at that point. So how was your day?
I mean, I chugged a beer before my match, and I close combated everything. It was pretty good.
Yeah. I lost really hard in my match.
I saw it was really
You
funny.
watched it?
You should have brought the Sunflower.
I got like 6 sucker punch turns wrong, bro.
Do you want to just like spit a freestyle while we're here?
Yeah, that is, bro. Hey. Yeah. That's the bar. Like that.
That was pretty decent.
Some crazy rhymes, it just didn't rhyme.
All right, hold on. Let me try. This is gonna be great for when Bobby watches it back.
Yeah.
All right.
Bobby.
Drop a beat. Wow, you're really bad at that. Planters, peanuts on the desk right next to the MacBook, and the rest like we got the team sheets to the left, like I'm on the right and MJ's on my left side.
Beat drop.
Take this shit with all the ice up in the booth at the gatehouse.
Hey, Palma's going sicko mode, bro. Dude, Stealth Rock.
Wait. I mean, they don't win. Close combat.
Are you sure?
Close combat.
Bot press.
Close combat.
Dude, Stealth Rock.
Close combat.
Anti press.
Our child on.
With no sturdy because of Stealth Rock. Oh, body press crit.
Close combat. They also still
Perfect.
close combat.
Body press.
Close combat.
Oh,
59
59
seconds. Wait. Oh, I mean, they just click a dragon move now. Well, hold
Dude,
on.
body press?
No, they
could do it.
They win off HP.
Ah,
on
they
Dragon
pressed
Balls.
it.
Yeah.
And a crit for good measure. Wow, what a game. They are going to go to time every
single
game.
time. This has been Marcos and MJ
Doing it big.
doing the worst.
Yeah.
All right, we're in. We got Bobby and Dillon up against Sam and Michael. So it looks like we've got a very kind of hyper-offensive setup on Bobby and Dillon's side.
Yeah, versus, so, like Kay was saying, Dillon and Bobby have very much a hyper-offense team, with Bobby having some support pieces, such as Magmar, Corviknight. Mikey, very much a support team, featuring Incineroar, Amoonguss, one of the best support cores we've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
He also has Entity Female, which is a great Follow Me Trick Room user. On Sam's side, Sam has a lot of mons that can, in a way, can pressure the offensive team of Dillon and Bobby with Mouse Technician, Population Bomb, Mousehold, and Terra Fairy, Quiver Dance, Volcarona. The only problem is if Sam tears at the wrong time, such as Terra and Volcarona, Terra Fairy, that could lead issues with Sneasler in the back, with Dire Claw. So this will be a very interesting matchup of when each team terras and
Absolutely.
what they lead. Yeah, this will be a good matchup.
Now I'm very interested here because we were seeing this from Bobby's perspective, and we've already seen that Bobby's left behind both the Raging Bolt and the Dragapult. So bringing the Magmar, Corviknight, Primarina.
And I can see him. I can see why leaving behind Raging Bolt, just because Mousehold can. I'm pretty sure just can KO that. Drag Bolt's interesting though, because that's a switch into Pop.
Yeah.
I think he's worried about Incineroar specifically.
I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, Incineroar, Sylveon as well. Some choice spec Sylveon. Mikey has that.
Absolutely.
So that could be another solution to Drag Bolt.
Because it can have some really serious problems if Trick Room goes up.
Look at this Incin. We have Incin and Mousehold from Mikey and Sam. Both a great support piece in Incineroar with Fake Out and Intimidate, and then that offensive piece of Mousehold.
Absolutely. We often do see Mousehold as a supportive piece in sort of more typical gameplay, but in this situation, it's a great offensive piece, just getting those technician-boosted population bombs.
Yeah, and there's not many switch-ins. I mean, we're looking at their screen right now. Looking at Dillon's, I think.
We can see all the mons they've got there. Yeah, we're looking at Bobby's.
Regilecky's gonna drop. Sneasler will drop. This switches in. I don't know how much Magmar's gonna take, but it's gonna take a lot.
Now, is it contact population bomb? This Magmar's Vital Spirit, not Flame Body.
Okay, that's a big deal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is Magmar Terra Ghost?
Magmar is Terra Ghost.
This is probably what Sam was worried about. He didn't want to click Population Bomb just in case Magmar Terra's here.
But no Terra. We're just seeing some kind of passive play on both sides. Yeah, just a double protect, presumably for the Incineroar's Fake Out.
Yep, I assume that too. So I think this is a good switch in for Sam, because Volcarona's not pressured very much by either of these mons.
No.
So start setting up.
Absolutely. This is definitely one of the scariest pieces on both of their teams. If Mikey can support this Volcarona well, it's possible Bobby and Dillon are in some trouble.
Something to note here, Magmar does have taunt, so
it
he
does.
can taunt either Volcarona. Volcarona would get a Quiver Dance off.
Presumably,
one.
Yeah.
Could taunt Incineroar as well to block the parting shot. Because Incineroar likes to leave the field, come back with Intimidate, Fake Out.
Absolutely.
So we can definitely see that as well. The other thing to note though is potentially after Electro Mode, Magmar could be faster than Volcarona in taunt. I'm not entirely sure of that, but it's possible.
That is possible.
Depending on how Magmar is trained.
Depending on how Magmar is trained and Volcarona, they often just go into pure bulk, hoping to get those speed boosts covered from Quiver Dance.
Yeah.
So I could absolutely see that being the case. What's the item on Volcarona?
So Volcarona is leftovers.
Okay,
So it
but
probably is a more bulky piece.
we're just going for the Thunderbolt, and the Terra Electric Thunderbolt does so much damage.
Yeah. Wow.
And you're probably still not outspeeding this Regieleki at +1.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure Regilecky's still faster.
I think it is.
There's a taunt in Incin.
Taunt to Incin.
Let's see what Incin goes for. Is it parting shot? Is it knockoff?
Because you could
It
just...
is the parting shot. That's a massive turn for Bobby and Dillon.
Absolutely, because you could still get quite a bit of damage into that Regieleki, who is not holding a Focus Sash and is very frail.
Yeah. Now, if I was Sam and Mikey, I would consider. I'm assuming Mikey has a Nimbus in the back. The most likely, at least. Maybe
that would make sense.
Maybe he left it behind because of Indeedee, but just because Dillon does have Indeedee Mail, which pressures Amoonguss
Absolutely.
a lot. But could be a good switch in here to get that Rage Powder support.
So we've got the Protect, but I think Mikey needed to reposition there.
Yeah.
Oh, and Dillon calls it and sends
great
this
play.
Thunderbolt. Now, I'm not sure how much you even want the Incineroar off the field right now.
Yeah, I think Dillon is probably assuming a switch in here to get that chip off, but also Incineroar. Sneasler does throw in Incineroar a lot with close combat, but Sneasler doesn't like the Intimidate though as well.
A critical hit knockoff just gets the one-hit KO onto Regieleki. So that's Dillon's Terra gone.
Dillon's Terra gone, their speed control gone.
Speed control, first mon off the field. Now nothing they have should outspeed this Volcarona at +1, and we know Bobby left behind the Raging Bolt for a priority move.
This is a tough positioning because
Very tough.
Delphox could come in here and take a Heat Wave, but because the Citrus Berry, Incineroar should also take it.
Yeah.
So I don't think you want to do that. So yeah, there's Sneasler.
Mm-hmm.
Sneasler is Focus Sash, so it should eat a hit from Volcarona here. And it can get a KO on one of these mons here. Magmar can also opt for an attack here. Potentially, I don't know how much damage it would do to Volcarona, but it probably close to Overheat.
I think so. It's just a lot of damage on a stab fire move.
Yeah, I think it's in range.
I think
is
so.
my guess here.
It's at +1 special defense.
Yeah.
So it's possible it's close, but I would guess it takes the KO.
Yeah. So even though Sneasler would probably go on to Sash, and Magmar take some damage here. Dillon and Bobby could definitely get a double KO here.
I think so. I think this Magmar's got to go for something offensive. None of its support tools at the moment.
Looks like he's going for release. He's thinking about, he's thinking for the Incineroar slot.
Okay. And the Volcarona leaves the field, so Sam's not willing to give that up yet. We're getting an Intimidate off from the Tauros.
Okay. So let's see what Sneasler targets here. Close combat will pick up Incineroar. Oh, goes for Dire Claw to the Tauros. Predicting the Terra Fairy.
Tauros takes that pretty nicely.
Oh.
No secondary effects, and Overheat takes the Incineroar.
Once a critical hit, Incineroar was very low, but as we know, Incineroar is a very bulky mon. It may have just lived that without the crit.
It's possible, but now we get a chance to see what Mikey repositions into. What wants to take hits from this Sneasler?
I think Amoonguss.
If Amoonguss is in the back,
especially Magmar is -2 right now.
That's in a great position.
Yeah. Amoonguss is also Rocky Helmet, which would break the Focus Sash of Sneasler.
Possibly allowing Tauros to just pick up a KO.
Yeah.
Sneasler's definitely frail, but the Sylveon comes out.
Something to note, the Tauros is Assault Vest, so it's not going to take a lot of damage from Magmar, especially -2. The Sneasler, though, is definitely threatening a lot of damage to the Tauros.
Absolutely. Now the Magmar's in a good position to be a more defensive piece, to try and protect this Sneasler. It may still take a Hyper Voice, but I'm assuming that we need to see a Terra on the Sylveon, because it doesn't want to take a Dire Claw. Is it Terra Steel?
The Sylveon is Terra Water.
Terra Water.
So it'll still take a lot of damage, because Sylveon doesn't have the best defense stuff, but it'll definitely live Dire Claw.
Absolutely.
Looks like Mikey's going for it. He wants Sylveon to survive no matter what this turn.
You can get some spread damage that's going to avoid the Follow Me, but you haven't broken this Focus Sash, so Sneasler will always live this turn. Dire Claw goes off. Really not too much damage, and it gets the Paralysis.
It's the benefit of using Dire Claw. There's the Rock Tomb. Doesn't do a lot because it's not do a lot of damage on the Tauros.
No.
Wow, and Sylveon isn't able to attack because of the Paralysis.
And now that means not just one more turn for the Sneasler, but at least probably 2 more turns. Its Focus Sash is still intact. Now Bobby has not had to reposition this Magmar yet.
Yeah.
But I'm still wondering, it kind of looks like we're in a position where neither side has too much pressure on the other.
If Bobby has Corviknight in the back, it could be a good switch in too.
It could be a very good switch in, because if the Sylveon lives a few more turns, still gets enough time to move, it may still be able to take out the Sneasler, and then Dillon's down to 1 Mon left.
Here's close comment into the Volcarona. Does it get the...
It doesn't get the KO. It does not get the burn from Flame Body either.
Oh, but there's the Poison Touch on Volcarona. Oh, and it does.
It does get the Flame Body. Okay.
That's awesome. So
wow. Yes.
Volcarona going down here is not. Oh, and the Sylveon's paralyzed. If the Sylveon was able to attack there, I think they would be in a decent spot. But
that could have been a great turn, but Volcarona's still probably going to live thanks to those leftovers. Never mind.
Oh.
It's not going to live thanks to the leftovers. It's gone. Now, Sam.
So Sam has Mousehold and he has Tauros still.
Yes.
So you can go to either one here.
I think you just send out Tauros for another Intimidate into the Sneasler.
Yeah.
Try and buy the Sylveon turns. It's really been hurting from the paralysis, but it's still not too threatened. It can take these hits.
And here's Mousehold. He just wants the damage off. He wants to KO this Magmar.
Okay. Yeah.
With the burn and the -1 attack from Sneasler, I would assume Mousehold eats a close combat pretty easily here.
I think so.
So yeah, he is definitely, I think he's threatening a double KO with Population Bomb should be able to pick up Magmar here, and then Hyper Voice, because of the burn, should be able to pick up Sneasler.
Yeah, I would. Now, it looks like Dillon might be looking for an opportunity to reposition into this Indeedee.
Dede's Choice Scarf, I see, right?
Indeedee is indeed Choice Scarf,
So-
yes.
Choice Scarf's gonna be a problem. It's gonna do a lot of damage to the side of Sam and Mikey.
And it means this Mousehold's not faster, which it otherwise probably would be.
Yeah. almost assuredly be faster if it was not Choice Scarf.
The Mousehold just goes for Protect.
I think what Sam was doing here was trying to bait out the Protect from Bobby here.
That makes sense.
And it seems to work here. Now, the only issue here, assuming this Overforce KOs Sneasler, we know at least that the Choice Scarf and DD is probably going to come out here. And oh, and Sylvan does
3 turns in a row. That's tough to see.
This actually might be better though for
to not take out the Sneasler
because
just yet.
Because DD comes in, I think DD just picks up Mousehold. I could be wrong. It depends on how it's being trained, but
yeah.
It might need the Terra Psychic. But as we know, Dillon is already Terra.
Mm-hmm. This is sometimes the problem in these hyper-offensive teams. You start running out of the pieces and you start running out of your damage. So Dillon's really got to make something happen while there are still pieces to use.
Mikey still has one more Pokemon that hasn't been revealed yet either. It could be a Mungus. That would be my guess on what it is. It could be Hitmonlee. Hitmonlee is Focus Dash on Burden, so that is one Mon that can be faster than a DD after Focus Dash is activated.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that would be pretty scary. Does it have a way to hit the NDD? That's the question.
It does have Endeavor Close Combat.
Okay.
So...
And if you had the opportunity to use it,
Tauros.
you'd know because the NDD would get locked in.
So Sam's not going for the KO and Magmar to start. He wants Mousehold to be healthy. Which I think makes sense. You definitely want Mousehold to be as healthy as possible.
It does. It makes a lot of sense, and you're really trying... It really is a lot of damage at -2 attack.
And the burn.
And the burn.
Oh, and Sylveon! It's 4 turns in a row?
That's so tough. This Sylveon is just sitting there, and if it could just make some progress, they could be in a good position, because it's true. They really don't want to KO this Magmar. They want to try and take care of Dillon's pieces, and then have a 2 versus 1 into Bobby's remaining Pokemon.
Yeah, so another thing to note as well, Bobby's last Mon, as we can see on the screen, is Primarina. Mousehold should be able to OHKO that with Population Bomb, assuming if it hits.
Yes.
But yeah, I think it was smart for Sam to keep Mousehold healthy here. Because Mousehold is going to put a lot of offensive pressure on the rest of their team. Corviknight though as well.
Corviknight is a good switch here, and it finally gives Bobby some offensive pressure on the board. The Magmar's been useful, but pretty passive.
Brings offensive pressure. It also is a Mon that can tank Mousehold Population Bomb.
Yes.
Which puts a lot of pressure on the team of Bobby and Dillon. So here's Terra from Sam for the Tauros. This is Terra fighting.
That should mean that it'll live one more close combat, assuming that it doesn't crit.
Yeah. So it goes for the Sylveon.
Oh!
Now, how much is Terra fighting close combat from Tauros going to do? I'm assuming he's going to go into Corviknight. Oh.
That's some okay damage into a very bulky Mon, but it's still just not enough. Corviknight will still have a chance to roost after that. Now, the Hyper Voice did quite a bit of damage to Corviknight.
Now, the damage right now seems great on Corviknight. The issue is Choice Scarf and DD Mail can come into free here, as you can see, and that's just gonna KO Tauros here, and it's gonna do a lot of damage to Sylveon, if not KO it.
And we can be pretty confident that this Corviknight's also faster than the Sylveon since it's paralyzed. It might come down to training otherwise, but with the paralysis, I think there's a pretty safe Brave Bird into that slot as well. That'd be an interesting play. You should still have the fastest piece on the board.
He also can get a free roost here as well if he wants Corviknight to be a little healthier. Here's the expanded force. It should pick up Tauros. Doesn't pick up Sylveon.
This is the Sylveon.
There's the Tailwind.
If Bobby had locked into Brave Bird on that turn, that Sylveon would be down, but now it's going to get a chance to move still.
And it KOs Corviknight.
And it takes out this Corviknight and could have taken Indeedee with a crit.
Yeah. I think if that crit, I think they would have been in a really good spot.
A phenomenal position, absolutely. Now it might really come down to whether or not this Mousehold can live the expanding force.
It also depends what Mikey has in the back. I could definitely see Sam protecting here, sacking the Sylveon, hoping for a Mon like Hitmonlee potentially.
Absolutely. That would make a lot of sense.
If it's a Moongus, then I think this game is probably most likely over. It could be Orthworm too. Orthworm can definitely be expanding force.
Absolutely. Now Sam would know, even though they can't communicate with their teammates, Sam would still at least know what is in the back for Mikey. So whether or not you can make that play, Sam does have the information that he needs. But no protect.
Oh, and
a critical hit on the mouse hold seals its fate.
Now we're gonna see what this last Mon is that Mikey has, but
it's unlikely that there's anything that can close out the game by itself.
No, but if that crit didn't have a Mousehole and Mousehole was able to pick up the KO in one of these Mons, it was a Moongus.
It was a Moongus.
Because Primarina was locked in a Terra Fairy Dazzling Gleam, a Moongus could have potentially beaten this Primarina. Probably would have beaten Primarina 1v1.
But then it would be stuck up against the Magmar, who still has the overheat in the end game.
It's a Vital Spirit, too.
With Vital Spirit, you can't just put it to sleep. So, it's tough. A lot of it came down to those consecutive paralysis turns on the Sylveon. If that had gone to Moot, we saw how much damage that was able to do, just picking up KOs on Sneasler, finishing off the Corviknight, doing at least 60% with the two Hyper Voices.
And
ineffective.
Also, I mean, this is why Dillon picked Sneasler round 1. I mean, the Dire Claw. One Dire Claw to paralyze Sylveon for, I believe, 4 turns straight.
Yeah, it was 4 in a row.
Yeah. Hopefully, Sam and Mikey will have a little better luck in their future matches.
But it looks like they're in a good position. These teams seem to be operating very well.